Hello and welcome back to my channel. Testing the microphone. It's working. All right. Yesterday I spoke for an hour and a half for absolutely no reason. I was talking to myself because I made a video and I forgot to press the unmute button. I had muted it and then right before shooting I forgot to press it. But that's all right. That's all right. Because practice makes perfect. And as a Virgo, we all strive to be perfect, which is a horrible thing because we can never attain it and therefore we're never satisfied. So I've decided to not seek perfectionism within myself because I don't seek it in other people, but I do seek it within myself, and hence why I, criticize my own videos and then I don't really work on them anymore because I'm like, oh, today I'm tired. Let me focus on something else. The Virgo lunar eclipse that's coming, it's affecting everybody and it's making each person analyze their life and their outcome. So this is a perfect time to speak about cycles. I personally love cycles because I come from a world where, there was no cycles. You work all the time. If you're not feeling well, you take an aspirin, a Tylenol, whatever, and you get through your day. And, sometimes I worked up to like 70 hours a week, which is not even close to anything normal. But, you do what you got to do in order to persevere in this type of energy, which is extremely productive. So what I, want to do with the rest of my life or the second half of my life is to enjoy the cycles because I have never done that. I've never gone with my cycles, with the world cycles, with the planet cycles. I've always gone with a calendar. And calendars, they destroy cycles, You put something on the calendar, it has to get done no matter what. So it wasn't not only my calendar that I had to take care of for 20 years, I also oversaw the president's calendar and the company's calendar and the VP's calendar. So I've been binded to calendars for, over 2 decades. So when people are like, oh, how come you're not disciplined anymore? It's not that I'm not trying to be disciplined. I analyze it. I'm like, how come I can't get a video per day? I would love to. And it's easy. I do my own editing. So if my turnaround time is, let's say a few hours, why wouldn't I take this time to make a video? And I thought about it. Because I refuse to be stuck on a calendar. I don't want to taste what a calendar tastes like anymore. I want to go with the flow. And although going with the flow is not the best in productive ways, you're not productive necessarily the most when you're going with the flow. I 100% agree. And as you can see, the outer world in my life has reflected that. I don't have a calendar. I don't have a specific plan. I know where I want to be in the future, but I don't really have a specific plan. I'm going with the flow because to me, for 20 years, I've had a specific plan. I knew who I had to go and be, friends with in order to advance my career or to learn. I knew exactly who to pick as mentors. I knew exactly what presidents to go work for in order to learn. I knew a lot and I did a lot. So now what I want to do is I want to go with the flow. Like I really want to taste what it feels like to go with the flow because things should come to us easily, especially at this level of experience. It's true. We shouldn't be chasing things or people that are not reflecting back to us the same level of interest. So let's say I start a sport. If I'm not that much into it, then what's the point of continuing, right? So to me, it's a question of now I want to go with the flow. I took skating classes, music classes, name it. I've taken those classes. And God bless my mom for putting me in all those different types of instrumental classes and different types of just classes. She put me in skating. She put me in a lot of things. And I tried them all and it was awesome. It was productive. I was, gaining skills and it's great. But my second part of my life, I really want to go with the flow. I can see there's wonderful gifts when you go with the flow. You can look for friends. I've been online dating for 20 years. You can look for specific people. In my opinion, you're not going to find them. Because it's the law of attraction that brings you these people. And you have to somewhat work on yourself. Like if you have certain issues or patterns, you're going to, manifest these types of people that have these patterns so that you can learn and then you grow out of it. So the law of attraction knows best. It'll send you the people and the experiences that you need in order to learn and to grow at that time. So, serendipity. You know, when you meet somebody and you just start a conversation, it's just supernatural. And then the conversation ends, the person leaves, and you're like, oh, wow, I'd love for this conversation to continue again. When can I see this person? You see, this is natural. This is the law of attraction. This is, all right, well, these people are going to naturally come towards you, and then you're going to naturally repel these people. This is all energetic, right? But in the world of business, it doesn't matter. Law of attraction doesn't matter. If I want to go speak to a certain type of person, I'm going to go speak to them no matter what. If they have 5 bodyguards, I'll figure out a way. I'll talk to their executive assistant. I'll talk to their bodyguard, this secretary, whatever I got to do in order to contact this person. This is not law of attraction. This is forcing your way into somebody's life. For whatever reason, you might need something, you might want some money, you might want their skills, whatever, their network. It can be for whatever reason, right? But the law of attraction, you are just being. You're not chasing, you're not trying to add skills that you don't have, none of it. You go with the flow, and then naturally the skills that you're missing, you'll end up naturally meeting the people, and then these skills will naturally develop. Like, everything should be natural, and it's crazy how that's my conclusion. Everything should come naturally. Your nervous system should never be freaking out. Everything should just be calm and relaxed. If you have something to say, you say it. You don't keep it for like a year. Just say it. Just say whatever you feel. And if the person's repulsed, and the person's repulsed, don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. So this is why I decided to make a video on cycles, because to me, cycles right now are so important. So important. Again, you can slap anything you want in the calendar. In my opinion, this is why New Year's resolutions don't work. So you can, be in the middle of winter. In my opinion, winter is for hibernation. I myself come from a very cold place, so I assure you that winter is for hibernation. It's very hard to start a project and be on the go in the middle of a winter. You can, absolutely. Again, put it on your calendar and make it happen. You sure can. But in my opinion, you're just better off waiting for the energies to be right. So I'm not comparing religion, because this has nothing to do with religion. But in my opinion, the best New Year is spring equinox. Flowers are blooming, everything's growing. Like, I had to prune a lot of my trees. I had to take care of my garden. I did a lot of cleaning up. I did a deep cleansing of my house. So as you can see, you're cleaning up. It's deep cleaning, and springtime, it's always deep cleaning for everybody. Personal life, outside life, deep cleaning. This is the cycle, deep cleaning. You clean so that things can grow properly. So this is why New Year's resolutions don't work. You're like, in Canada, I would drink a lot of vodka because it's cold. So, in cold places, you drink vodka to stay warm. Like, I don't drink vodka here. Here it's beer, because it's so hot and I want to cool down. But in Canada, it's, vodka. Why? Because it's cold. So do you think it's time for New Year's resolution? No, it's time for a drink so you can keep yourself warm. So you see, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. And then people are like, oh, I didn't respect my New Year's resolution. Well, yeah, because it's dark, it's cold, and it's winter. Who wants to change? I don't even want to change out of my clothes, like, let alone change who I am, right? So this is why people get disappointed. Like, I got disappointed yesterday, and I'm like, you know what? It's okay. It's okay. It wasn't the time, and it's okay, because I didn't really like the lighting anyway, so I'm better off doing it in the morning, and then I'm more fresh and ready for my video. So it's okay. It all works out for the best. So cycles. Very important. I didn't know how important cycles was until I 100% give up my calendar. 100% going based on energies, and to me, this is more accurate, way more accurate than all the schedules that I have 100% respected. Because you respect the schedule, the outcome will work. If you want to do something, you just put it on the calendar, and it has no choice but to manifest, because you're forcing it to manifest. So again, it's nothing bad. In this world of duality, we need concrete dates and concrete action. So 100%, it's a balance. And for the Virgo season, I did a lot of, self-analysis to be like, okay, why is certain things always repeating in my life? Why is, certain outcomes the same? And I looked at it and I studied it and I went deep into it. And I learned that cycles are all energetic upgrades. As soon as a cycle ends, you have an energetic upgrade. 100%, even if it ends negatively or positively, the experience in itself will give you automatically an energy upgrade. So the question is, what do you do once the cycle is over? It's all based on action, not thoughts. Because you can think and think and think new ways of thinking after your cycle's over, but nothing will manifest, right? So it's all based on the action, but the action based on proper thinking this time. So you have a cycle that's repeating. Cycle's over. You don't want the cycle to repeat, right? So you have no choice but to change your actions, because if you go back to the same actions, you get the same results. So the actions after the cycle closes, it is what will determine your future. So no problem. You can take actions that'll take you back to the repetitive pattern for you to learn again. So the outcome is great. And if you take action based on a brand new method, based on a brand new action, like, oh, I've never taken this new action, let me take this new action. Well, that new action will lead you to new experiences, new outcome. So it doesn't matter if you've learned the cycle or not, because whatever is the outcome is the best for you. So if you decide to go back, you go back, no problem. You go and you learn some more. Now you're like, you know what? I've learned enough. I want a brand new cycle. Then you take a brand new step towards a brand new decision. So same again with me. I did a lot of self-analysis and I didn't want to be glued to a calendar. I didn't. But now I'm suffering, right? I don't want to get glued to a calendar. So now I'm suffering. The output isn't the same. I'm going with the flow and I'm kind of being, pushed from side to side through the winds, So now I got to anchor myself and I understand that. So my favorite saying is, the best and the sweetest spot for the world is the middle point of everything. If you drink too much, cut it down. But in my opinion, I tried cutting it 100%. I love the art of wine. I love the art of making beer. So now I've cut down, strong alcohol, the hard liquor, Now I just treat myself here and there and I enjoy it very much, because cutting it cold turkey is not something I wanted to do. Even if, let's say, that's the best in certain people's ideas or opinions, right? Same thing with my pets. Like, people are like, oh yeah, too much this, too much that. To me, it's the middle point. It's not too much, and if it's too much, there's always solutions. It's never a problem as long as you find the middle point of everything. That's the sweetness. So after my analysis, I found out, well, I'm always looking for the middle point, right? So what does this mean? What does this mean for Sarah if she's constantly looking for the middle point? That means Sarah has to experience extremes. I figured it out. I have to experience extremes. And I love it. And I love it because I love experience. I love experiencing. That's how I learn. I'm very hands-on. Every time I see something, I touch it. Like, you have to touch it. I'm like, I don't touch humans, but at stores, I like to play with the products, I like to touch the products if I'm allowed to touch them, I have a better feeling when I pick up something and I touch it versus just looking at it. So that's me. I've understood myself, and again, growing up with so many brothers, they were always telling me, oh, don't do this, don't do that. I want to learn for myself. And I've accepted the responsibility that comes with that decision. So when you taste everything extreme, it's easier to know what the middle point is because you've tasted the extreme. So my analysis led me to this conclusion, and now I love it. I love all the outcomes that happen to me, negative, positive, it doesn't matter because I'm understanding that it's working for the best. All the characters in your movie, even the ones that betray you, even the villains, even the ones that you never expected or this and that, right? Thank them all. Because even, let's say positive is this way and negative is this way. It doesn't mean this is the right way and this is the negative way. It just happens to say positive is right, negative is left, right? So if God wants you to stop going positive, because now, you might go into a circle if you keep going positive, hypothetically. This time you need to go negative. But how does the universe make you go to the left? Knowing that this negative experience is a wonderful thing, simply telling you to go left this time, right? You can't be stuck on the experience and be like, how dare you tell me to go left? No, 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 no. Love the experience. It happened to be an unpleasant one, negative one, but it made me go left. And now that I'm going left, okay, now I see why that experience happened, because now I'm finally going somewhere else, or whatever. So again, it's just a question of direction. Are you going right or are you going left? Right happens to be positive, left happens to be negative. So the directions, never blame the directions. Now your input, your action based on the situation. So the universe is telling me to go left. No problem, I'm going left, right? But now you can say, well, Sarah, you can be learning in the negative polarity, because there's two ways to grow in this world. You can grow in the positive polarity, or you can grow in the negative polarity. They're both growing. They're both growing. It's like as if, I start with lying, and then I start with, stealing money. Then I go to stealing cars, and then I go from like stealing big things, and then I become the head mafia. Sarah is the head mafia of all the mafias in the world. Now that's incredible growth. That's like, wow, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of bad karma, a lot of betrayal and stabbing, but I made it. I'm the head of mafia, right? So that's like the most you can grow in the negative polarity. But is that a good thing? Is that, like, think about it. Is that a good thing? If I steal a purse and I go to jail, that's maybe a week, a month, I get slapped on the wrist, right? But if a mafia goes to jail, it's over. Not only that, they go to jail, they go get the team, the whole thing gets involved and it gets blown out of proportion. So again, do you really want to, grow extremely well in the negative polarity or in the positive polarity? And I come from a background where I had to constantly lie to my mom because I couldn't go out. I couldn't do a lot of things. So when my mom asked me, where are you going? I'm going to the library to study. I'm going to the library to study, of course, because I don't want the headache. So I started my life with constantly lying. And then I became really good at it. At some point, I became really good. It was scary. It was scary. But then I started, although I was really good at it, I started receiving really bad karma from the universe. I started paying for this. And also jobs, You do certain jobs, just because people hire you to do it doesn't mean you're all right. I worked at a collection agency, and we were paid for quotas. You had to, at that time, I had to collect $1,500 an hour. And it's people that owe you money, and in Canada, I was allowed to call the work and seize the salary. Not anymore, I'm sure the laws have changed, but back in the day, you were able to. So trust me, I collected people. I'm like, yeah, it's time to pay up. They would go to their ATM machine, the card would get confiscated. I'd be like, you got to make a payment if you want to use your card, No, it's really bad. Collection, you are nobody's best friend, and you're doing everything in your power to collect. Even if you have to make them cry, you make them cry, you break them in order to collect them. That's the way to do things. So again, when I left that job, I got a lot of bad karma. And I thought I was a wonderful collector. I thought my bosses loved me because I was a great employee. I collected more than the quota. Like on paper, I was extremely, extremely good. But energetic wise, after that job, I got a lot of bad karma. I'm telling you, I got a lot of bad karma. Like I didn't get collected myself, but I got a lot of bad karma. And I knew it was because of that job. I knew it. So it's not because, that the situation allows you to do it, that you should do it. So that's where the growth of the negative polarity comes versus, the positive polarity. Now, it's not the circumstance that makes you get bad karma. It's not the situation. The situation can be bad, but it doesn't mean you're going to get bad karma out of it. Now, how you act within that situation is that's going to give you karma. So bad situation, you can act very well and then you get good karma and you grow in the positive polarity. Bad situation, Now you take that situation to your advantage and you make it worse for your own profit or whatever, it can be so many things. But let's say someone does that, well, now that person within a bad situation starts accumulating bad karma. So it's all about energy. It's all about energy. It's so important. And since I've, detached from the system, I feel the energy way more because I'm not desensitized to it. I actually have time to take it in and analyze this energy and be like, all right, what do I do with this, So again, Virgo season, I've done a lot of analysis and I've come to the conclusion that I got to make these videos first thing in the morning because if not, then it's over. The day starts and then I'm behind. A little bit of adjustments. I also decided to not compare myself with anybody because that's a killer. Like I love Teal Swan, I love The Alchemist, like I love these girls, but their videos are so perfect. Like I've stopped making videos like that because I can't reach that. It's not me. I'm not that type of teacher. And I can't explain like esoteric the way that these girls can, these ladies. I shouldn't call them girls because they're not girls. They're women. They're 100% a woman. So, so don't compare with that. I compare with the little people because that's what I am. I'm a little person. Like I'm not a hot shot. I'm shadow banned, as you can see. So I decided to be myself. So I'm going to show my authenticity even more now because I got to practice that. I'm not going to lie. When I was working in these offices, I dressed, a way I would never dress. I wear heels, which I would never wear. I had, purses, which I would never flaunt, I wasn't myself. I was trying to fit in. So when you're trying to fit in for 20 years, it's normal. Like as soon as you cut from that system, well, you're going to go into the internet and try to fit in on the internet. But it's impossible to fit in on the internet. That is one thing I've learned. Because when you go to a company, everyone's working for the same mission. You can have 100 offices nationwide, 2,000 people in the headquarters, 30 departments. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because everyone's going towards the same mission. So even if there's bullies, because as soon as I would walk into a company, I would determine who's the bully. Who's, the people I gotta watch out for, who are the liars that I gotta double check their receipts because we all know what they're gonna do with their expense reports. Who's gonna travel first class when they're not supposed to. You kind of see. And then you know who you can trust. Like, that person, I don't need to look at their receipts. They're good. So you adjust. But at the end of the day, even if there's bullying, it's minimal bullying. It's like, oh, I want that office, I want that promotion. But on the internet, the bullying is on a different level. And that is one thing that it took me a year. And still after a year, I'm having trouble adjusting. Because like I said, I come from a world where everyone needs to love you. Like, you can't be the president and everyone hates you. Imagine Elon Musk going to SpaceX and everybody hates him. Trust me, that's not the case. They're all fanatics of him. That's why he can take the harshness of the world. Because everyone loves him in his company. So, all right, everyone loves me in my company. Now I can go target the world because everybody loves me in my company. That gives me enough security and self-confidence to know that I can do the job. But on the internet, not only you don't have that one company that supports you, literally everybody is like, who's this new person? And let me like crush this person so they don't even have a voice. And then they shadow ban you and then they censor your, material. And then you have no chance. As a leader, you have no chance. Because you're making videos and you're like, well, nobody's seeing my video, so they're hiding it. So whatever, So this is 100% discouraging because no matter how much you fight the bullies, they're always going to be there. And they're always going to be competing with you. And they're always going to be in your face going, here's a carrot, here's a carrot, right? So I decided, you know what? I'm not going to be able to change that dynamic. Because in a company, I can't. Trust me. In a company, if somebody doesn't like the president, I'll fix that in a second. If there's any misunderstanding, I'll fix that in a second. Absolutely. But on the internet, it's impossible. You can't, straighten everybody up. Even if you do, they still go and learn the same mistake. It's ridiculous. They learn through their own patterns, So I learned to 100% detach. That is one thing I learned through this big cycle of a whole year is to detach. I don't follow people that, to me, It's one thing promoting, your stuff. It's another thing being important through association. My husband's so and so, and therefore I'm popular. Oh, this person knows this person, and therefore I'm popular, right? So it's impossible. There's no way. And half of them are signed up with the ELUs. I call them the ELUs so I don't get censored. But half of them are like signed up with the ELUs. So, and trust me, when you're signed with the ELUs, they give you everything. They give you your clients, your money, the stage, everything. They give you everything. I know, because they approached me and I said no, so this is why I'm in this situation. Because I didn't get any help from them. And not only that I didn't get any help, they shadow banned me, which is fine. But how do you win this? Right? How do you win this little battle? The only way to win this is to be even more authentic. And they are right. The angels, the earth angels are right. Be even more authentic, talk even more, because they're silencing you, right? So talk even more. And then keep making videos like that. Even if they do shadow ban you, if you have like 1,000 videos, eventually it's called push marketing. You have pull marketing where people come to you for your product, like, I would like to find out more. What is this? That's pull marketing. And then you have push marketing. And America's really good with that. It's like Pepsi, right? Wherever you go, it's Pepsi in your face. Pepsi here, Pepsi there. Cindy Crawford's drinking Pepsi. They're flying on a Pepsi plane. It's always Pepsi. So what do you always want to drink? I want to drink a Pepsi. Not personally, I stopped drinking Pepsis, but why? Because it's always in your face. It's always available. It's always there. There's always someone selling it. It's wherever you go, it's Pepsi, right? That's push marketing. So then I decided, I was like, you know what? Wherever you go, it's going to be Sarah. Whatever you open, it's going to be Sarah. Sarah's always going to be in your news feed, right? That's the only way you can beat the system. And by the system, I mean the social media system, because silencing yourself in order to accommodate the rest is definitely not beneficial for you, not for the world, and not even for the rest. Let them compete with you. Let them compete and learn from you. So keep doing your videos so they can keep watching it and keep competing. So take it as a compliment. So again, even the bullying is a good thing. If someone's bullying you, it means they're threatened by you. If they're threatened by you, that means you have something that they don't. And if you have something that they don't, then that means they're envious, they're jealous, so then it turns into bullying. So if you reverse engineer it, it's actually a compliment. I'd rather make videos and get bullied than make videos and be like absolutely crickets, right? I don't have an audience. I don't even have bullies. I don't have anything. I'm just making videos and I'm just going unnoticed. So, hey, I'd rather have bullies. At least somebody's noticing me, even if it's negative, right? So everything happens for a reason and everything's positive. Like my last, video yesterday where I didn't have the voice. I was actually a little tired. So the information wasn't coming out like it's coming out today. So I'm glad that the microphone didn't work yesterday, although I went through all the work of, hair and makeup, blah, 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 set up the studio, make your 1 hour video, and then download it just to find out there's no, voice. So why get upset? Why even get upset? So I'm at a stage in my life where I'm not even upset anymore. And it's wonderful because I when I was young, I was very hot-tempered. My switch would go off within a second. So I've learned, calm down. If they're doing this to you, there must be a reason. If this happens, there must be, just analyze it. And when you detach and analyze it, I'm telling you, everything works out, even the negative, because sometimes you have to go left. You have to. And the universe is like, you know what? She's not listening, so this way, it'll pull my hair this way. This way. I told you it's this way. Okay. This way. No problem. This way. I'll go. I'll cooperate. This way. Right? But once I go this way, now I'm learning the positive, polarity. Although it's this way, I'm not going to get tangled and go down. So it's a question of you're co-creating with the universe. The universe can only put you in a setting. They can't make you talk. They can't make other people talk. They can't do that. That's free will. But they can place you in a setting, and the rest is up to you. So I love it. After all these analyses of constantly going in, I'm like, man, I love it. I loved heavy metal growing up. And I'm not talking about death metal. I don't like death metal. This is, again, the middle point of everything, right? It's funny how humans exaggerate everything. Like I love heavy metal, and then you have death metal. It's like people have like cancer and vocal cord issues after singing like that. Well, like of course, my ears are ringing. It's to me that's not music. Death metal, the word says it, death metal. It's not music. It's again, people have gone too far with everything. Everything, literally everything. We've gone too far with everything. So the middle point of everything. And now I'm back to listening to these musics, and it's like, wow, I remember why this resonated with me. So it's a question of you go with what makes you uniquely happy, and cycles help you learn about yourself. Cycles are all energetic upgrade. Cycles end and cycles begin. The more cycles you have in life, the more experience, the more knowledge. So one question I would often get in my interviews is, how come you don't have longevity in companies? Because I would last 3-4 years in a company and then I'm out, right? I don't see why I would be with one president for 20 years. Now, I'm not saying that's bad, because there's some assistants out there, that are a president's assistant for 20 years. And for me, that's not the reason why I became an executive assistant in the first place. I like to run the company. So the first year I would come in, first month I would learn my task. Within the year, I would learn the entire company, the president's task, every manager's task, who's good at what, who's not good at what, and who I need to go see to get this done, how literally the entire company works. That you need 6 months to a year. After that, after the first year, the second year, you cleaning up. Processes that are redundant, managers that are duplicating work instead of minimizing, whatever. Anything that you need to fix in the functioning of the company, the operations, the mechanics, you fix it, and then everything runs smooth. Everything becomes autopilot. Because now, you fixed everything, so now the tasks are mundane. There's no more problems, there's no more obstacle. So the second year I'm fixing, by the time the third year, everything's on automatic. And you don't need to pay someone like me 6 figures to do automatic work, like to check emails and just, respond to correspondence and stuff. Because after a while, everything gets easy. Even the lunches and the birthdays, everything gets automated. So, right? A third year, I'm bored. There's nothing else to do. I want to change industries. So then I would change industries. I would work with a president with a completely different personality, behavior, 100% different. And I really enjoyed that. And they would knock me every time in interviews, be like, how come you don't have longevity? And that would be my answer. I am way more qualified to do my job when I have 20 different experiences from 20 different industries. Now, I know some lawyers that have been in one company for 10, 15 years. And these people are like professors. I have 100% respect. 100% respect. So it's different when it comes to tasks. Perhaps a lawyer wants to be an expertise in, let's say, the financial world, and therefore will spend 10 to 15 years working for one company because they want that expertise. They don't want to be a lawyer of divorced people or a lawyer of car accidents or a lawyer of something else. They just want to be a lawyer in the, let's say, financial world and the business world. So they stay 10 to 15 years in one place, and I have total respect because they're like diplomats, right? They're expertise. But an executive assistant, that makes no sense. That just you get comfortable, you get paid well, Executive assistants in America, they get paid 6 figures. I know in Canada that's pretty much impossible, but that's what it is here. So that's why after the third year, I'm bored, I'm out. I want to try something new. So then I told myself, then what's the point of this experience? Because Alex Ferrari, right? He was a director and now he's directing for himself. So he's taking his experience and he's putting it on himself, right? So I was telling myself, well, my experience is only good for large companies. Like I'm not going to open a startup and work really, really difficultly for the first 2 or 3 years so I can start the process. I don't want to start from ground up. I'm really good when someone already gives me a company that's already created. But a large company, not an acquisition company, not a company that just buys other companies, not a consulting company, a full-on operational company that creates a product. That's what I'm good at. So I'm good at that in different industries, and I'm not going to open my 100 office nationwide, and I'm not going to open a startup either. So far, I don't know what this experience is paying off for. I know I can help people. I have a website, by the way. Please subscribe to my channel and to the website so that you can get reached for group works. I want to gather up people and work with them. I tried to do that on YouTube. Nobody showed up. I don't have a large audience on YouTube. So I did that one day. I was like, you know what? Between 8 and 9 or like 5 to 6, come. If you have questions, you can ask. But unfortunately, I didn't have that much traction. So if people want to, and this is for free, you sign up for the group sessions. And when I have enough people, I schedule one. And then we have a fun conversation. And this is not going to go in the videos. This is just between you and me, and it's absolutely free. And I love the interaction, of communicating with people and helping them out. So to me, this is a wonderful way of connecting and creating a group that people want to receive help for free. And just chit chat. Let's say you just want to chat with some friends and you don't have friends that day. Come and chit chat within the group. It's an open group. And like I said, I'm not going to use it in my videos. This is 100% private. So check out my website. It's new. It's brand new. I used to have one, then I closed it. I didn't have that much traction. I closed it and now it's back up because I really want to start these group meetings. So again, I'm really good at helping people. And it's funny because I was watching an Aaron Doughty video and Victor Otto. Those two to me are super original. They were the first ones doing this. And after that, everyone, a lot of people became copycats. But I believe they're the OG. So Victor Otto is 100% right. You got to learn through cycles because your body cannot handle 500 volts if it's, let's say, meant to only handle 200. So this is how the world upgrades you, right? Slowly. You slowly soften up, right? You slowly open up. And Aaron was saying, how we're always trying to fix people so that we can receive love. And I was thinking about that because I'm always trying to fix people. But I thought about it, and it's unfortunate that has leaked into my personal patterns because that's what I do for work. I help people. And I did that for 20 years. So I noticed, let's say subconsciously I'm helping people to receive love back. I don't think that's what it is because I help people regardless, even if I don't get the love back. If it didn't happen, it didn't happen. Like, it is what it is. So I'm helping people because I want this world to be a better place. But it's true. I'm constantly looking for people to help. And someone that doesn't need any help, it's not that they're boring. It's just, they don't need anything. So if they don't need anything and they don't want anything and they don't want to sit next to me, let's say we're both sitting next to each other and we have nothing to say. Then what do I do? What are we going to talk about? So to me, I like to feel useful in helping. That's my service to the world. I don't think I'm expecting anything back. But then again, I said, I'm so ingrained in it that for 20 years I've been taking care of presidents. And when I'm talking about taking care, I mean all the way to even what they're eating. Because it's not a question I'm a girl and I shouldn't take, because some other executive assistants would be like, you don't have to order lunch for your boss, Some girls would get really triggered by oh, it's not because you're a girl. Listen, it has nothing to do with that. When your job is to make sure that everything runs smoothly, and your boss is constantly in a bad mood because he's not eating. I used to have a boss that was on a coffee diet. He was like, I'm trying to lose weight. I'm on a coffee diet. So the first few months I was checking him out. I'm like, all right, coffee diet. You want me to get you another coffee? You need something in your system. So coffee diet. And then I'm like, man, this guy's always pissed off. He's always snapping at people. He's always short-tempered, So I told him, I'm like, I'm going to order you lunch every day. It's never going to be the same thing. He had this, diet from his doctor that he had to eat certain things and not certain things. So I followed the diet. And I'm telling you, this person, after a year, he was extremely healthy. Extremely healthy. Now, am I his nutritional coach? No. Am I his therapist? No. Am I his wife? No. But I saw there's a problem. This person needs to eat because his attitude is affecting everybody. So if it's just going to take me 15 minutes to go to, Uber Eats or whatever, because I wouldn't go pick it up, I would order it. And you have amazing restaurants downtown LA, so why wouldn't you, eat an amazing restaurant every day? They have the money, why not, So upgrade their life. It doesn't matter if you're a girl, you're a guy, if you're fetching food, you're fetching coffee, you're fetching papers for the printer. It doesn't matter. You do what you got to do to, get the day going. So I've always helped. For 20 years, I've helped. I've taken regular guys and I've made them into